Hi there, this is Nicole DeBoer, also known as Lieutenant Ezri Dax from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. And welcome to Star Trek Fleet Command.
Fancy intro music, yeah! Woo! Hey everybody, and welcome back to the video where today we're going to be talking about this event going on, and many of you have asked, hey, what crews can I put together to actually participate in the Realta Rumble? At least that's what it should be called, because believe it or not, this event was created by a community member on server 20 way back in 2019. We even live streamed it at the time, and I guess Scopely thought it was such a great idea, they've turned it into every now and then we'll have this event come around. I'd say a couple times a year, the Realta versus Realta PVP event. And I also got to say, I really like the rewards over there. Give me more officer turn-ins for those TNG officers that we need so bad. Hopefully some of you are getting enough of these to get Beverly, because I know y'all are short just a little bit. But anyway, let's hop in to talking about it. Also want to make this point that if you do not have your Realta, maybe you're one of those individuals out there where you were just like, hey, this scrapyard looks really cool. What happens if I put a Realta in it? Well, it goes away. And the Realta, being a one-star ship and just being the Realta in general, is one of the only ships in the game that you can't go grind for. You can't go kill any hostiles that'll drop a Realta blueprint. So if you were one of the individuals who has scrapped your Realta, don't fret, don't worry. Put in a ticket with customer support, and this has happened consistently for a long time. Say, look, I accidentally scrapped it. I can't participate in the event, and they should comp you with the Realta. So all you gotta do, contact customer support. We've had many people go through this process. It's been discussed on my Discord channel, so check that out if you do not have a Realta. I know it sucks if you accidentally did it, but hopefully they can get back to you before this event wraps up. One more thing I want you to remember and to take note of is if you go over to your claims chest, you should see a Realta relocation assist. So they did give you a relocation token, 2 of them actually, so that you can actually move back to where you were living to make it easier to complete this event. And while if you've been playing the game for a while like myself and you constantly are turning in and acquiring more relocation tokens, this may not be that big of a deal. I think it's great that you provide this as a game, Scopely here, so that players can participate if they didn't happen to have those, especially the lower level players. So I think those are some positives. And I gotta click this chest real quick because, yeah, I got to. OCD. But I'm gonna not do some OCD. See that repair over there? You're gonna have to watch it through the whole video. I'm evil. And I'm weird. So let's pop up our Realta. I want to try to go over some basic crews that everybody should have at least by the late teens, early 20s if you have followed my path. Now, if you haven't, well, I guess we'll try to figure out something at the end of the video and give you a third one. But I definitely want to give you 2 crews to focus on for all players. Now, I know one of the things that some people have talked about is you get some of these really high levels in the game, the 40s, the 50s, with their research that their Realtas are almost unstoppable and unbeatable. I get that. At the same time, the Realta is a really cheap ship. It costs you a few parts still to repair, throw it back out there, have some fun. And at worst comes to worst, if you don't remember. In fact, let's back out of this real quick to show this. But if you don't remember, you can actually do a hostile grind with the Realta. And I think for me, it was what? 54 hostiles, I think, to kill? Yeah, 54. You get 1 per destruction. And if you just throw on your hostile hunting crew and go take out an interceptor, go take out a little baby explorer in the starter systems, you'll be fine and you'll be able to complete it without having to do the PvP. But I will say the PvP is a lot of fun. It's definitely creating a lot of interaction on the different servers, and because the cost is so low, whether you're well or free to play, you don't care if you lose. It's fun to just go in, have some fun with your Realta, and go pew pew. And we'll maybe even check out the Fethys system before we wrap up this episode. Let's talk about the first crew that you already saw, but it is Kirk, Spock, Marcus. Now, why am I running Kirk, Spock, Marcus? I actually need to swap these and put this right here. We'll just have double the amount of, we'll just have more morale than ever. Doesn't necessarily matter, I guess. But anyway, so the idea here is we want to keep the Realta shields up because the Realta is going to take damage. Now, the Realta does not deal a lot of damage by itself typically. It's not one of those super strong ships. But if we have this regeneration of our shields, then we can keep the Realta in longer to deal more damage. Remember, the Realta is something almost similar to a mining ship in that weapons super weak. I mean, it has 2 of them, but look at this min-max. This is so baby. It does make calculating damage on this thing really easy, though. You can almost do that math in your head. But you got these 2 little baby weapons and then really nothing else on this ship. Man, it's crazy to think about what we have now. Like, we're 4-star ships. We've got like 8 components, and this thing's got 4. But anyway, the Marcus, even if you got a lower tier Marcus, could be effective on a Realta because, you know, the numbers for these ships are so low, easy to start working on overcoming the mitigation of the opponent. And obviously, the higher level Marcus that you have, the better you're going to do. Remember, the Realta is an explorer. So if you can overcome that shield defense with shield piercing, you're going to have success. And then, like I said, the Kirk Spock is all predicated around keeping the shields up so that your Realta can survive longer in the fights. And that is what this first crew is going to give you. Let me give you another crew, and we're going to make it one less epic. In fact, we're going to throw up Yuki. Now, Yuki here is going to do the opposite of what we're trying to do with Kirk Spock. Shield stripping. We're going to focus on that. Now, we can change this up even more depending on what you have. In fact, we could throw Marcus back on here. Let's say you did not have, you know, a Kirk, but you had somehow gotten Marcus first. Then you could run a Yuki Marcus Decius loadout. So we are including some rares in here before we get into some of the even weaker loadouts to try to give you, you know, different versions and different possibilities. But running Yuki Kirk Spock is another just traditional early PvP, early game PvP loadout where we're shield stripping while keeping our shields up, which then again prolongs the battle, hopefully shortening the battle on the opposite side. And then we take advantage of that and win with big W's. Woo! Big W! I guess, I don't know why I needed a shout big W there. But that is you a generic crew light. Now, there's still more, though, if you want to go really low level. Let's say that you're a very low level player or you have kind of fallen back on officers and you really want to participate as well. You have officers like Vixus. Beginning of each round, chance of delaying the opponent weapon fire, which is really not that great. But you got energy absorption, which is decreases the energy weapon damage of opponent players. So it's a PvP card from early in the game by 20%. So if we actually throw Vixus up here, and then if we do a group sorting, let's see, Rucor is an energy boost, increases the damage made by the energy weapons of the ship by 50%. Now this one is also a possibility as a captain. I have actually not maxed her, believe it or not. And we throw up there, so we're going to see that Explorer Specialist, 20%, but now we have the synergy, so that's a 30% boost. And then if you want to actually go even further, not Vertog, Claw, if we want to go for the chance of the critical, for the critical hit chance, or you can do, can't do Kamal because once again, not kinetic. But if you want to go full synergy in this very base loadout, you can tell it's been a while since I booted this one up. Here's a 35% to your weapons damage, and then of course we got this one doing the increase as well, and then we've got a decrease. While this is definitely not the best loadout, if you are a lower level player, this might be the best that you have, and it is helping you with all the different weapon types for this particular loadout, where you could notice maybe a win, or before you were losing, maybe using the cadets. So it's going to vary player to player, obviously, but I think overall you're seeing a lot of different variations, but the key to all this is the cheapness of these officers, how easy it is to run these, how cheap it is to run this. And if we hop into our system right now, let's go see fit this. I'm going to send my Realta there. Well, let's go take a look at what it looks like. Search coordinates. When I was a kid, this didn't exist. There was no bookmarking and searching system. You had to go find systems by yourself. All right, and we have got Tiny Crushers there with theirs, and yeah, we got a couple of Realtas there, and a couple people doing some just normal grinding, and then there's a discovery there because we need a warp summon. So I guess mine is a little light. There's a couple down here doing a little bit of their Realta runs. You see this guy. Let's see what they're running on their cruise, and they're running TOS Kirk, TOS Uhura Marcus. So I would definitely prefer this one, but I get it. You got the shield bypass and the penetration effect mitigation going for kind of like a damage loadout here, which I would love to see this go 1-to-1 against each other. But Anyway, there are some different loadouts that you can try that should give you some success in today's bouts. 3 different ones, whether you're a higher level player, low level player. The good thing is these Realta PVPs are fun, they're very cheap, they're very easy to run, and hopefully you have a good time. And if you like this video and appreciate it, because I didn't do a lot of editing because I wanted to be out as quickly as possible to effect for today's video, I need you to like that button. It actually does not look like that. It looks like this. Hit that like button. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Check out tonight's stream. It's Friday, which means every Friday night we're streaming on Twitch, and it's going to be a wild, wild ride. Y'all are awesome. Catch you on the next one. Deuces. That's me. Oh, I got to hit the transition button. Bye. Bye-bye. Hit the button.
Remember, Spock doesn't go on the Enterprise. Live long and prosper. All the best.